So my workshop is about grief in the playroom, what that looks like when a child client comes into the playroom, how they might portray themselves, what they might do, so that we know then how to help them. So I'm hoping that all of my attendees will be able to take home some tips and tricks to try in their playroom on Monday and to really be able to support those little people who've had, grief and loss in their lives. So I'm a very, very child-centred play therapist. What the child brings into the room is what we work with. So really child-centred, but I use lots of approaches like Maslow and the ACEs theories, which is the adverse childhood experiences. So I bring them into my practice to enable me to help understand that young person. But the young person comes in and I meet them as they are. And very often when a referral comes, I don't want to know too much about the child because I want the child to come into my playroom and know that I'm called Sarah and they're called whatever, and we're on an equal footing. Just because I'm bigger doesn't mean I'm more important than them at all. So I just meet them as they are. Sometimes I have to know more things, obviously, what's happened. But generally speaking, the only thing I would probably ask a parent where bereavement is concerned is that the parent gives them permission to come to therapy and gives them permission to share what they want to, and that I do know that there has been a bereavement. I feel quite emotional because I work with children who are who've lost a parent or a sibling, and I've experienced loss in my own life because most of us will have done. And these other people, as an adult, I should know how to be able to cope with that. But some of our little people just don't have those skills, and the people around them don't have those skills. So that's actually why I've just published a book about Baby Bear, because Baby Bear's daddy died in the woods very suddenly, and all the woodland folk came to their house, and Fox said, "I'm sorry, he's gone to a better place," and Squirrel said, he's gone to sleep, and somebody else said something else. And Baby Bear just was so overwhelmed with emotion that he just went to the toilet to be sick. And the picture on the front of the book is Baby Bear by the toilet, because that is the first thing my child clients say to me is, "All the words, Sarah, all the words, all the words." And it's just so powerful. So I'm hoping that my lovely attendees this afternoon will be able to take away that it's okay to be emotional. It's okay. We've got to look after ourselves as therapists. It's okay to have that state of overwhelm, and it's okay. We all have clinical supervision to help us with that. So it is really powerful and really amazing. And just being able to help a little person manage something, more, or help them process something is the most privileged and humbling job in the world. Not every bereavement has to be a physical death. So many of us will work with children who might be in foster care or under a special guardian arrangement or adopted. Or it might be that a child had a really lovely relationship with last year's class teacher, and the class teacher is no longer at that school, or perhaps gone on maternity leave, or perhaps a friend has gone. I come from Wiltshire, where we've got so many forces children, and a whole battalion of children from one school can go today and go somewhere else. So the children who are existing don't always know that. So bereavement can be other things that aren't a physical death. And that's really important. That's another message that I hope my attendees will take home this afternoon, is that bereavement comes in many, many shapes and forms. First and foremost, without looking after ourselves as therapists, we can't be effective to our children. And after that, there isn't a right way to grieve. Every child and every human will do it in a very different way. That's okay. It's okay to not know what to say. It's okay to ask for help as therapists. And the relationship you make with that child is your healing process.